really it's just, it was Ferrari's day and we were just a side character. But you know, it's okay to be a side character from time to time, as long as we can fight back in Jeddah.
It looks like there's an issue with one of the front wheel removals. They'll be incredibly disappointed.
And I am incredibly disappointed. That is absolutely brutal. Now we're on to lap 19. I think Norris has made a bit of a mistake there. He's lost DRS, but Sainz stayed ahead of him, which has allowed me to swoop around the outside at the first corner there, and we are back up into P2. Now Sainz without the DRS, I'm just going to try and breeze past him on the main straight, burning the battery, deploying the DRS, and we're going to do everything we can to take this place off of Carlos Sainz and move back into the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix with only 5 laps to go. And you can see Norris is closing us down at a rate of knots. He's going to have the DRS here. He's going to pull to the inside, but the line comes up just in time, and we cross the line to take the race win in Jeddah for the 2nd year in a row. If Porsche is P6 or higher, then yeah, Leclerc won't have extended the gap for Ferrari at the top of the table. But he will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship as we take P2 and cross the line. And yeah, that's a pretty strong result. I would have liked the win. I would have liked to finish ahead of Leclerc for the Drivers' Championship, but I'm not going to complain too much about a P2 finish. It's still a good result. And the win has actually been gifted to me here, because as you see, Lando Norris is out of the Grand Prix, and that is not what he would have wanted to happen at all. And we got one more corner to find out. Will we get the fastest lap, or is it going to remain in Norris's back pocket? We come up to the line, we cross the line, and it does not improve. We do win the race, of course, but we do not get the fastest lap, so it will only be 25 points on this occasion, not the full 26 that we could have achieved. But a race win is a race win, and I'm not gonna be too disappointed about that. As we ride on board with Porsche here, and yeah, we're gonna see him leading this race comfortably. He is absolutely cruising, and I think there's smoke coming out the back of his car. Oh my god, no! That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Leading the sprint race, and he is out of the race. That is absolutely devastating for Théo Pourchaire. I really thought he was going to be able to bring it home for his first quote-unquote win. Obviously, this is just a sprint, but if he can win the sprint, why can't he win the race? You know, he held off Norris and Leclerc for 10 laps there, effectively. Well, 8 laps, I guess. As we cross the line to take P3, but yeah, I'm not really too fussed about that. Even though we grabbed 6 points for the team, it comes at the cost of losing 8. As Théo Pourchaire sadly fails to finish the race through no real fault of his own, as we seem to have some kind of issue. I doubt it would be a mechanical failure this late in the race, right? Because I imagine nothing can be too severe that I couldn't limp home 1.5 laps, even if I have to give up the position to Verstappen. I might still be able to finish ahead of the likes of Norris and Joe, you know, unless the issue really is like the car is on fire. That's like all I could think of as to why that would be a problem. But you know, weirder things have happened, so we'll see. Either way, yeah, we have a mechanical failure. It's a control electronics fault, and yeah, I mean that's pretty bad actually. For now, we come around the final few corners. These are actually the last few corners. They cross the line on a corner, which means Crofty can never say he rounds the final corner. And we win the race. The moral of the story is don't get cocky in qualifying in Monaco, because it will come back to haunt you. Season 5, I'm definitely doing 2 runs here. I can pretty much guarantee that. And yeah, you guys can hold me to that. Remind me when it's coming up as we cross the line to take P14 in this Grand Prix. It's not been a good one. It was all undone before the race even began. As soon as qualifying was over, I think my fate was sealed. But hopefully we can bounce back soon and strong in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And now all we've got to worry about is him maybe closing us down with the DRS as we come up to the line. But we're burning all the battery that we've got left as Max Verstappen crosses the line to win the race. And I don't think Alonso is going to get here on time. You know, he's going to close the gap to below 2 tenths. I think it was about 1/10 in the end. But it's not good enough, and we take P3. yeah, I'm going to need to drive some very strong corners here. He's now only sort of 5 or 6 tenths behind us. That's gone up to 7 now, but he's going to be closing that down even before the DRS. He's within 6 tenths as we get to the DRS zone, and as we come into the final chicane, looking at the Wall of Champions, he could be potentially pressuring us here. We're going to have to do everything we can to try and hold him off. We brake early, we take the run through. We actually got a bit wide there, and that's going to cost us some time, and he's pulling alongside us. He's going to have the DRS. We're burning the battery. Who's going to cut across the line first? It's going to be Carlos Sainz! Oh, wow. That was a thrilling end to the Grand Prix, and whilst I am utterly disappointed that it wasn't us that took the P3 in the end, I still would say that's a pretty strong race from our end. You know, we got P4 and we started P10, so that was 6 places made up, and it's a 1-3 for Ferrari, so that is disappointing in that regard, but wow, what an absolutely mega end to that race. I am not in a good position right now to fight with him. He's going to try and go up the inside here as we go through Copse once again, and yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of pace right now, and yeah, he's going to probably try and challenge me again into Magnussen Beckers. We've been going wheel to wheel through here consistently, and I've spun around. No! Oh, that is horrifying. That is a horrifying moment. That is no doubt what will be considered the moment maybe the championship slipped through my fingers if I don't win it now, you know. Going to lap 16 now, and it might be slightly more difficult now for us to make up the positions we want to, because I think that could spell the end of our Grand Prix. Am I disappointed? Yes, but given what's happened, it could be a lot worse, you know. If I'd have been leading this Grand Prix and that's when they'd chosen to drop that bombshell on me, I don't think I ever would have mentally recovered from that. So yeah, to get it in P7 is not fantastic, especially considering this is going to be our second DNF of the season. But you know, I'm less gutted than I would be if I'd have still been leading this race, if that contact with Leclerc had never happened. In any case, we do hold on to this P3, which means we're going to cross the line to grab, I believe it's 6 points in this sprint, and yeah, we're only dropping 2 points to Leclerc as a result, which is going to be all we really all we want, and the best that we could probably have got out of a sprint like this. So yeah, pretty good result all in all, and yeah, I just hope that we are able to fight back even further in the race itself, and see if we can get ahead of Leclerc when the opportunity presents itself. That's good. Here's what happened with Lundgaard. He pitted, and now he, as he was coming out of the pits, you could see he was trying to overtake the safety car and just smashes straight into the back of it. This is the pinnacle of motorsport, by the way. What on earth was he thinking? He sets off quite nicely there. We're going to be burning battery here because the AI typically doesn't burn battery until they actually get to the line on this kind of thing, which is going to give me a massive run on him. And we're going to try and dive up the outside, go around the outside, sweep around the outside, and we've taken the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix with 10 laps to go. I think we're going to get away with this though. And finally, after what feels like an eternity since Miami, we are going to cross the line and take our 4th victory of the season.
Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
This time, we're going to be at the French Grand Prix. And on the topic of things that are French, we're going to try and renegotiate with our teammate Théo Pourchaire and see if he'll sign with us for the second half of the season. Now, he's accepted our initial approach, and we're going to go with the medium risk offer. It's what we got him with, and I'm pretty confident we can get him again. After all, we got the fastest car on the grid, and indeed we do. It was pretty trivial in the end, you know, it wasn't something I was too worried about. It looks like Piastri might be about to move out of the way, but he doesn't want to concede too much in his battle with Latifi. And we come up to the line, and it's good enough to win the race. So, yeah, it's a very comfortable victory here in Paul Ricard. Very happy with that. That is the first time that we've taken back-to-back victories since Season 2, I think it was. Season 3. We won in Bahrain and in Saudi Arabia, and that's the last time we took back-to-back victories. So, yeah, delighted with that. Rely on those, because obviously Leclerc is going to be strong at some of those races as well. And, yeah, we come up to the line, and it is good enough for P4. So, yeah, not a bad race by any stretch of the imagination. But, I mean, I'm pretty elated with that after how the qualifying went. To be able to recover from P11 on the start of race day to P4, we get driver of the day, unsurprisingly, and yeah, it was a strong performance.
Even further with this result. Let's focus on the driver of the day.
Oh wait, there is a safety car. Okay, so I don't know what that was. That was a weird one. considering the fact that, you know, he DNF'd and then it triggered the safety car. Oh, but it might be because Oscar Piastri is also out of the session. We're going to pit now to go onto a set of hards to the end, but Leclerc and Sainz are staying out, so this could be a real opportunity for us. We managed to get a purple sector nonetheless, and that could potentially mean we get fastest lap. It's going to be determined by the bus stop chicane and whatnot. It looks like we've done it pretty well. It is a fastest lap, and we take the victory. So, yeah, very, very comfortable win. Maybe my most comfortable win of the season so far, and that moves us into only 9 points behind Charles Leclerc at this point. Now the safety car is restarting, and we're going to try and get the jump on Pourchaire, maybe dive up his inside at turn 1. We do dive up his inside, but we break a little bit late, and we got up the inside of Verstappen, and also Norris has locked up, and that has allowed us to make our way up into P2. That is a triple overtake of the safety car restart. That is one of the most absurd things I think I have ever done in this game. And we're going to be at the main DRS zone. This is the place where I've done pretty much all my overtaking so far in this race, bar the overtake on Alonso up into P8 that we did earlier. We're going to try and go around the outside of him here, and we'll see if we can make it work. I think we've just about pulled off the move, and from P10 on the grid, P12 in qualifying, we are now leading the Dutch Grand Prix with, what, 13 laps remaining? There can only be one person who's going to win this race unless he gets the most insane traction you've ever seen in your entire life out of this final corner. It's not going to be good enough. We're burning all our battery to the line, and that is a P1 finish for us. Once again, we take our 7th win of the season.
After a difficult race today for our championship leader. Let's focus on the drive room.
Mark seems to have found some kind of issue with the car. Obviously, we had that last race as well, and it turned out to be a false alarm. The issue fixed itself. So, yeah, I'm hoping that it's a similar result here. You know, we want to get at least some points here in this Italian Grand Prix. To get absolutely no points while Leclerc is out front by a country mile, probably going to get fastest lap as well. That is going to drop the gap from 1 point up to 27 points behind Leclerc, and it's exactly what I feared was going to happen. Unfortunately, we just have not been getting the rub of the green so far this season. You know, this is our 3rd mechanical failure, despite the fact that we have a maxed out durability department. This is our 3rd mechanical failure of the season. I still don't think Leclerc has had any. The closest thing to a failure he had is when he hit Lundgaard on a safety car restart in Azerbaijan, and that is pretty much the only thing that has harmed his chances of winning this championship this season. So yeah, I can't help but feel like he's had a bit more of the luck that we haven't had. So yeah, that is not really what I wanted to see, and well, maybe the championship is over now.
This result, some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick?
Now we're going to see if we can attack him into the DRS zone, but you can see again, once again, he has the traction just compared to me. You know, he's 5/10 ahead already, so this is going to be a real opportunistic move if we go for it. But we are gaining on him drastically, and as we go down to turn 1, we are going to go up the inside here, and we make the move stick. I don't know how or where that move came from, quite frankly. But as we come around the final corner, we're going to cross the line, and it's going to be a 1:29.7, which isn't quite good enough, but we do take P2. So, yeah, no fastest lap. We only increased the gap by 6 points to Leclerc, or sorry, we only closed the gap by 6 points, I should say. And, yeah, in the end, just 6 points regained. And Verstappen actually makes a bit of contact there with us as he tries to dive up our inside, but it was just wheel-to-wheel contact. We don't have any damage. I'm trying to check where Leclerc is at the moment. That's what I'm most interested in. You can see that he's in last. I think he's already pitted, actually. Ocon tries to go around my outside. Verstappen's gone up my inside. I think I'm going to have to see these positions, but I actually got up the inside of both of them through the middle. Yeah, that's not how you overtake ever. He's just got so much more traction than me. It's not even a competition. You know, he is steaming away from me. I try and dive up his inside to hold on to this position, but I brake too late and I go over the track, and that gives the position not only to him but also to Ocon. There was nothing I could do. You know, there was no grip in these tyres whatsoever, but for some reason the AI could find it where I just couldn't. So we crossed the line and it's only P7, and yeah, disappointing given that we got pole and we're looking like a shoe-in for the win. We just messed up on the strategy, and then, you know, this tyre thing at the end screwed us a bit as well, I think. So disappointing, but what can you do?
removals have made up some solid ground today. Let's focus on the driver of the...
Yeah, he plows straight into the back of, I believe that is Robert Schwartzman in the Alfa Romeo, and absolutely smashes his front wing, which causes a safety car to get triggered. This is why everyone's all of a sudden going really slowly and not scrabbling to get past one another. You can see that Joe, of course, is out. But what that does mean is that it's time for another safety car, and the team were telling me before they even knew that there was a safety car, they immediately were jumping on the let's change tyres now train. And the difference between me and everyone else is that I'm on softs and they're on mediums, so it doesn't make economical sense for them to stop at this time. I mean, realistically, if they want to sort of stay competitive with me, they would, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be so far behind me after the pit stop phase if they don't stop now. But something tells me that they're just not going to do that. So I think I have played an absolute blinder here, with a bit of luck from Zhou Guanyu, of course. And yeah, we are going into the pits to fit a set of medium compound tyres to the end. I got jump scared just then, listening to those fireworks going off. What the hell are they doing setting off fireworks in the middle of the day? It's overcast. You wouldn't even be able to see them anyway. But, you know, who am I to judge? At the end of the day, we cross the line. We don't get fastest lap, so it's only a 13-point gain on Leclerc. But that moves me to within 2 points in the championship of my championship rival. And as we come up to the line, we're going to cross the line and win for, I believe, the 8th time this season. We are doing seriously well. It's actually, no, it's the 9th time this season, isn't it? That's, yeah, unprecedented number of wins this season compared to previous seasons. But will it be enough? You know, we will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship with that. But will it be enough?
Who do you pick?
Well, you've put me in a tight spot today, but I think I'll go for
there is a chance that he might get me before the line here, quite like Sainz did in Canada, you might remember. He just had the pace on me at the end once my tyres had gone off, and it looks like Leclerc is going to have exactly that. He's closing the gap quite quickly. You can see it's already down to 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Is it going to get below 1 tenth? Not quite. But yeah, we do just about hold on to the win in this sprint and keep Leclerc at bay. That is fantastic, because that would have meant that the gap would have been just 7 points, but instead we've grown it to 9 points, which means that even if Leclerc wins this race, we will still come out with the championship lead. Leclerc on lap 8 tries to go up the inside again. We're losing tyre grip now though, so he's going to have a real challenge here, but he has the traction, and he actually manages to get ahead of me there. I can't quite hold on around the outside. I try and look around the outside of the fast right-hander, and actually I dive up the inside here and go over the track a little bit, but they don't tell me to give the place back. So I'm not giving the place back. This is gloves off. This is 2 rivals for the championship going wheel to wheel in the penultimate race for 8 laps. Do you really think I'm giving that position back unless I absolutely have to? I don't care if it's the moral thing to do in this scenario. Morality went out the window when he spun me out in Silverstone. Ever since then, it's been gloves off between me and him. You know, things have been incredibly heated. I'm sure this will be a may the best man win scenario, but I am going to use every advantage I can get, even if that includes corner cut warnings. Once again, he challenges me up the inside there. We go wheel to wheel through the S's once again, but he has to cede the position to me for now. It does mean that he will get the DRS here as we come on the run down to turn 4 again, and I imagine that this challenge will be anything but over from Charles Leclerc. He is one tough customer today, and he tries to go up my inside again. We'll see if he's going to do the same thing he did on the previous lap. I squeeze him further to the inside on this occasion because I don't want a repeat of last lap. And yeah, once again, we are going to hold him off. We go to the inside, and as we come through the fast right-hander, we actually go over the track a little bit. I probably could have avoided doing that, but in any case, we now need to be careful, because if we go off the track one more time, we will be getting a corner cutting warning and I say corner cutting warning, it'll be a penalty. However, he might be gifted something here, because this is a point where I was saying, oh god, no, please no. Yeah, we are looking at potentially having a mechanical issue here. They've just announced it. Surely this can't happen. We only had 3 DNFs last season, and we've improved our durability this season. So if we were to take a step backwards and have 4 DNFs, that would be absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, I am only a passenger to what the game decides, and it is going to be a mechanical failure. That is absolutely gutting. Because what that means is that if Leclerc finishes where he currently is, he will be taking the championship lead by 6 points. And if he does make that move on Alonso, he will be 9 points clear in the championship, which means I will need things to go my way, fortune-wise, in Abu Dhabi to allow myself to win the championship over Leclerc.
Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant? Yuki Tsunoda.
And as we get ahead, you can see that Verstappen has made the move on Charles Leclerc. So all I need now is for the race to stay exactly as it is and to hold on to this position and to hope that Leclerc does not re-overtake Verstappen. But you can see that he's dropping off from Verstappen a little bit. You can see that Verstappen's actually built a gap out to around a second already, which made me wonder what on earth is going on with Charles Leclerc. And you're about to see he's pulled into the pit lane. I think him and Verstappen must have made contact on this opening lap, and so Leclerc finds himself with a lot to do all of a sudden to win this world championship. I think Nicholas Latifi is actually going slow now, so yeah, Latifi trying his hardest again to rob a British driver of the world championship, but I think it's too little too late, and we are going to be the world champion in Formula 1.
Another year of Formula One draws to a close, and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers.
What is up, everyone? I hope you enjoyed the recap of my previous season in Formula 1, Season 4. And now we're just going to be doing a few things to close out the season, including determining who our next teammate is going to be. And then we will be showing off the calendar for the following season, showing off what my race car is going to look like in Season 5, the 2026 season, and then we will be ending the video there. So yeah, we've got a few extra things to go through, you know, just doing all these different activities first. You know, there's plenty of free time to fit all of them in on this occasion, so nothing too drastic to worry about there. And then we're just going to be advancing time. I think we've still got one more upgrade to cover off, so I will be doing that as well, of course, and then we will be absolutely fine in the durability department. We won't be getting any components lost or anything like that. We'll simply be just, you know, going into the next season with basically exactly the same car as we had at the end of the season. You know, there's no more upgrades to do, and I mean, potentially that could give us a leg up at the start of the season. We could be the dominant force. But yeah, what we're going to do to begin with, we're actually going to have a look in the driver market and see what kind of drivers we have available to us, because you can see that as much as I like Théo Pourchaire there, he you know, we're not getting the absolute maximum we could out of a driver. You know, we could be potentially getting someone a bit better. I was looking here at Fittipaldi, and you can see that actually Fittipaldi is quite a bit worse than Pourchaire at this point. So yeah, while I was debating it, I ended up not going for Fittipaldi. You know, as much as I have a soft spot for the guy, you can see that he has worse pace, worse awareness, worse experience. The only thing that's slightly better is his racecraft, and I will concede that Pourchaire's racecraft hasn't always been brilliant this season. There have been a couple of occasions where he's had contact with some of the drivers around him, and it's caused him to box and cost the team potentially some points. You know, I even said before about how it was a tad annoying that that was happening to the degree it was. Piastri is looking like a much more reasonable option, because not only does he have the pace of Pourchaire, but he also has better racecraft and awareness. Experience not too important when we're not developing the car. So yeah, Piastri was someone I was really heavily considering, and yeah, in the end I actually make an approach for him to see if we can get him back into the team. And when it comes down to negotiating, you can see that Haas also are interested in him, so we get into a bit of a bidding war, and yeah, it's just a case of who has the biggest balls here, who's going to wait the longest before putting in another bid. The value goes up to 7.6 million. Haas make a bid, and I decide that I don't want to pay that much for him. You know, I I don't want to be giving him lots and lots of money, and what I've effectively done there is potentially priced myself out of getting him in the future, because I will have increased the amount of money that Haas are giving him somewhat. And yeah, all I can say is that I hope he's worth it for Haas, because yeah, that has made him a damn sight more expensive than he was before. But I think as things stand, I think we will stick with good old Théo Pourchaire. You know, he's been fairly good for us, and yeah, we'll go with the medium risk offer once again. I don't think he's done enough to deserve low risk. If he doesn't win a race within the first 11 races of the next season, though, I think I will drop him for another driver. There's only so long we can wait for him to start delivering. He's only had 2 podiums in 22 races. I've had 10 race wins, or is it? No, I think it's 3 podiums actually. But either way, I've had 10 race wins. It's a bit of an imbalance when he hasn't won a single race, and he's, you know, only getting on the podium occasionally. I'm going to need him to be right up there with me so we can absolutely sweep this Constructors' Championship, and then things should be pretty straightforward. You know, if I had someone like Leclerc as my teammate, I don't think we would be having these same conversations about whether we would have won the championship or not. I think we would have absolutely blitzed it, but you know, that's not reasonable at the moment. We move up to Acclaim level 20. You can see that Pourchaire has gone up to Acclaim level 14 as well, so he has done pretty decently. And not only that, but the team has moved up to Team Acclaim level 25, which means that finally, after 4 seasons, we can get a 4th sponsor on our car, which is fantastic. We do meet the primary sponsor goal. We did finish 3rd or better. We were very close to finishing 1st, actually. And we also got a significant amount from finishing 2nd in the Constructors' Championship. So we are currently sitting pretty at about 30 million in the bank. But next season, obviously, I'm going to want to do even better. I'm going to want to win the Constructors' Championship. We had 10 wins, 11 poles. It was, yeah, just an absolutely blinding season from us, especially in the second half. We really turned things around, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of what we managed to achieve. Now, moving through, I'm just going to quickly go through the calendar. We've got Singapore and Spain back on the calendar, and we are taking off Australia and Zandvoort. And finally, we'll just show off the car real quick. You can see that because of the sponsor requirements, we've actually incorporated a bit of yellow into our team colours this time around. And one last thing, I will be changing my driver number to driver number 1. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in Season 5.